here we go. Hey, happy Monday. I just want to give a huge shout out to Dr. Paul Reed at ChiroFast. My tribe and I had such an awesome time with you, and it was fun to put faces with names and give hugs to people that I've known for a long time and haven't been able to do that. So Paul Reed, great job on ChiroFast. We all had an absolute blast. It was fun. I finally got to meet Dr. Monica Berger face to face, which she and I have known each other, in this format or even before Facebook, and never got to meet face to face. So that was really fun. And Dr. Natalie Beauchamp up in Toronto. So it was a great time. And I think live events are so vital. And that's why we're doing the Women's Chiropractic Leadership Summit, October the 26th at Life University, and as well as the VIP Mastermind with Mike Michalowicz. My really good friend, Dr. Karen Gardner, is here with me because she is one of our speakers at the Women's Chiropractic Leadership Summit. So Karen, I'm going to have you open it up for a second and just tell a little bit about yourself. I got to close my door because Bella's being obnoxious. And Bella's my dog, for those of you who think I'm locking my child out.
Bella's been on a lot of calls with us. So yeah, as Barb said, I'm Dr. Karen Gardner, and we've been friends for a while here. I don't know, since 2000-something, two?
Yeah, 2001, 2000, long time.
I know my son, who's 19, was just a little guy. One or two. So it's been a long time. And I've just found myself in a pregnancy niche over the years. That's where my career ended up. And I love it. And I've learned a lot. And I've been wearing a target, being accused of things that aren't true, and being my license on the line, under investigation by my state governing board. And I didn't take that very well at first, but then I decided, hey, you know what? The Quackbusters were the ones who got me. And I thought, well, if the Quackbusters don't want chiropractors to practice prenatal care, then I'm going to teach more chiropractors to take care of pregnant women so they can't come after all of us, So that's kind of lit my fire, and I started working that way and getting more and more doctors out there learning how to care for the special needs of pregnant women and how to market to build your pregnancy practice and how to meet midwives and get relationships with MDs and all of that stuff, and kind of put the myths aside that, oh, well, MDs don't refer to chiropractors, or I don't know any midwives. And that's kind of a bunch of crap, really, pardon my French, but those are just excuses. And there's no room for that. If you want to build your practice, if you want to be a better chiropractor, you can't have excuses. You can't do it both ways. So that's kind of what I'm going to be talking about at the summit, is how to become the pregnancy chiropractor in your town, and how to just ditch the excuses and just get off your butt and do it. Because there really are no excuses. You might think that there are, and you may have told yourself that over the years, but I'm just going to show you that it's kind of stinking thinking, and we're going to reset that and get you out there and build that pregnancy practice. If you want that, you can do it.
Yeah, and it's not to say that things aren't hard. That's not what we're proposing.
Well, they are hard. Some things are hard.
Yeah, and I think what happens so often, and this just isn't in chiropractic. This is like basically building a business in general. Is it's like there's this pool of things to do, right? Like if you want to grow your business, do these things. Like, make sure you have a social media presence. Make sure you push out content. Make sure that you're reaching out and doing B2B, which is, business to business. Make sure you're doing all these things. And so whether young chiropractors or, chiropractors has been in practice for a long time, they're like, okay, I can do that. I can do that. Like go and do screenings and go and do talks. Well, there's a big difference between what to do, how to do it, and the rationale behind, right? Like just because I can run from here up my street does not make me a runner, and does not make me ready to be in the Olympics, or does not make me ready to do some of the huge races that go on here in Alaska. I can do the mechanics, right? Like, okay, I know how to run, but do I know how to run in that environment? And so, honestly, I think as chiropractors, we're really courageous people. So we go to chiropractic college. For 3.5 years, we learn clinically what to do to become a chiropractor, right? Like our heart grows huge, our mind grows huge. We graduate and we're like, all right, let me at them. I have no idea how to set up any systems. I have no idea how to set up financial accounts in order to operate in profitability. I really have no idea how to market. I've never really done any formal training in public speaking. I haven't had formal sales training. I worked at 𝓤𝓬𝓲𝓙𝓪 when I was at Michigan State, but I'm in, right? Like we're so courageous. And then we jump in and it's like, whoa.
Help.
There's a lot to this. So for those of you who are feeling like that, totally normal. What is the detriment becomes if that continues to happen, right? If we don't stop and go, okay, you know what? Because we started, I don't even know what I don't know. That's unconscious incompetence. And then there's conscious incompetence, which is I know, I have no freaking idea. I don't know. I don't know how to make a relationship with my OBs. I don't know how to make a relationship with the nurse midwives. Like Dr. Karen does. Like she even speaks at their conventions. She even speaks at their events. So she knows the talk. And let me just be real honest with all of you. It's not just going into their office and saying, hey, I'm a chiropractor, refer to me. Like, I want to give all of you huge props that you have the guts to do that. It's the starting point, right? It's what you do after that. It's like getting a checkup in your office. That's the start in your practice. They come in for a checkup, but there's all kinds of care and relationship afterwards. So Karen, let's talk about your resume. What are the cool things that you have done outside of chiropractic to change the story about chiropractors adjusting pregnant mamas?
Well, I'm a featured guest speaker. Every other year, the American Association of Birthing Centers has a symposium on the East Coast where I am. I speak there every other year to teach midwives and nurse practitioners and just nurses, RNs, why chiropractic should be part of their prenatal care plan. So I'm teaching these birth providers all over the globe to look for chiropractors to add to their business, because I can't see all these people. But, if you're in Oregon and you need, you want to build a relationship with a midwife, well, if she was at the American Association Birthing Center, she's looking for you. She's looking for you. So find her. I also teach regularly at the University of Pennsylvania School of Nursing, and I teach the nurse midwives and the nurse practitioner students about pelvimetry, the pelvis, the pregnant pelvis. Because here's something that you have to remember. They don't understand subluxation. So you can't talk to them about subluxation. You have to talk to them about what they do. So if you don't know what they do, that's the first step. That's where you have to learn what they do so you can communicate to them. And you can show them how your art and your caring hands can enhance what they do. And then that bridges a gap. And again, we're going to talk about that at the summit. And Barb, I wanted to say too, you were mentioning how, we didn't learn anything about practice management or setting up a business or that kind of stuff. And I kind of, even though intellectually we think we know what we're doing, I kind of liken that to learning how to ride a bike. Like you can tell me you have to sit on the seat and put your hand on the handles and put your feet on the pedals and just push the pedals and the wheels will turn. And then you have to balance. Well, how do you teach someone how to balance? You can't. You have to do it.
Right.
You have to do it, and you have to fall, and you have to do it again. And eventually it becomes old hat and you can do it all the time. But you can't teach someone the concept of balance. And I don't think you can't learn what it is to be in business unless you're in business. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Like you can teach somebody and help them along the way, but they don't know what to do unless they're actually in it and doing it.
And that's one thing that all of you will find different at the Women's Chiropractic Leadership Summit. Like, number one, there are no facades. Like, do not come thinking you're going to see perfect speakers. We're not perfect. All of us are in there figuring things out as well. So we'll share with you like what has worked for us, what hasn't worked, and how do we make it better. As well, I promise you there's going to be audience participation. So let's say that one of the things is like, you're like, I don't even know, how would I even approach somebody if I'm at a networking event and they're a doula? How do I open up that conversation? Well, you know what? Go up front and role play with Dr. Karen. Like, this isn't that event that you feel like you're just in the audience and you don't have a say. You absolutely have a say. And we want this to be the event that Monday you go back, not with a bunch of ideas, but real strategy and confidence in order to be able to implement. So every single speaker has created her portion of the workbook. And the workbook is going to ask you questions prior to even coming to get your mind engaged about the topics that we're going to present. And then she is also giving you notes from her presentation. And then how do I implement what I just learned? So that you don't just have a really smart computer or another stack of papers on your shelf. We want this to be, I've grown. I have literally grown because of the Women's Summit. So Karen, what do you have to say about that?
I like it. How many times have I been to seminars where I learned something and I feel good about that, and then I go back to the office and I do that for a couple days, and then I'm back into my old ways? Like, that happens all the time, and it doesn't help my patients. It doesn't help me. It doesn't help my business. So I don't want that for people attending the summit. I want them to like change, like actually change how they feel about themselves, how they feel about practice, how they feel about staying home if you want to stay home with your kids on Tuesdays now. Or, you know, like stop shoulding yourself is really what I'm thinking, because so many times we as women say, well, I should be working, or I should be at home, or I should be on the field trip, or I should be open more hours, or whatever. And that's not a way to be. I really feel strongly about giving women the courage to say what they really want, not what they should say, but say what they really want to say. And I think that's going to happen at the summit with all of the other speakers that are going to be there. And, you know, just the energy of that fellowship that comes with being in person that you don't get like this, you know. I mean, Barb, last time we saw each other was, I don't know, 2009, like face to face in person, hugging, like 2009, I think.
Was it in Kentucky when I was in Tennessee?
Tennessee. Wasn't that the last?
I left Tennessee in 2006.
Oh my God! Oh, it's even worse than I thought.
Isn't that crazy?
That is nuts.
And you know what though? That brings up a really good point of, like, you'll develop friendships there at the Women's Summit that are just unbelievable. Like at Chiro Fest, the tribe and I, we ate lunch together. We like hung out in my hotel room together. Like this, if you've never been to an event I put on, I promise you, it's not like any other event you've been to. It is hanging out with the girls in powerful ways. Like, not hanging out, let's gossip, and not hanging out, let's complain. It's hanging out and what are the things that we're wanting to accomplish in our life? Like, what are the real struggles that we're having at home? And everyone just comes fully ready to give and fully ready to share. So I also want to say, if you're someone who's stuck right now, or maybe just like this year hasn't been a great year, sister, come and join us. This could be your catalyst. Like, really, Julie, this could be your catalyst that turns your whole year around. But you got to take a step forward. You have to step out and grab a hold. And here's something I'm doing. Like, ticket prices have gone up. Yesterday was the deadline. If you reach out to myself or Karen today is Monday, September 16th. Monday, September 16th. You must reach out today, and here's what I'll do for you. I will honor the early bird pricing. I will still honor the early bird pricing, but you have to reach out to Karen or I today. That's it. That's the only way you can get other day pricing, the early bird pricing. So I'll make sure that the link goes below. You can check it out. Reach out to us individually by Facebook. You can catch my email. I'm Dr. B at drbarbaraeaton.com. Karen, do you want to give your email address?
Dr. Karen at 𝓲𝓻𝓸
Dr. Karen at 𝓲𝓻𝓸.com.
Yes,
So you
ma'am.
can also reach out there and we will get you hooked up. Please come join us, the Women's Chiropractic Leadership Summit, October the 26th, Life University from 8 to 5. Lunch is provided. You don't have to worry about, I hate going to those events because I feel alone. No, you won't. I promise. You won't feel alone. I'm eating lunch with you. And then on Friday night, if you come into town Friday night from 8 to 9 p.m., we're having the Pregnancy and Infant Loss Awareness candlelight ceremony at the Hyatt Regency at Windy Hill. And that is to honor those lives that aren't with us through miscarriage, abortion, and infertility. So Karen, thank you so much. I love and appreciate you. And I can't wait
you
next month. Yay!
Yay!
Yeah, everybody. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.